What's going on, peeps? What's going on? I'm hungry. It's one of them days. And guess what I'm gonna make? I'm gonna make some cabbage and callaloo, or callaloo and cabbage, whatever way you want to put it. And I'm gonna fry some dumpling with it. It's Christmas night, and you know what that means.
Do it for the love, and not do it for the lights. Make them know success don't come overnight. No make them know a substance over hype. Do it for the love, and not do it for the light. Enough of them love lights, that's alright. Sit down on a post.
But first, I'm gonna show you what callaloo looks like. So, this is callaloo from the tin. But callaloo is very spinach-like, but it has a more stronger, distinctive taste. Here in Jamaica, where I'm at the moment, they actually sell it already cut up for you in the supermarkets. But it's essentially, it looks a little bit like kale or greens. It looks like greens when it's in its raw state, and you chop it up, and that's how you cook it. So you'd cook it like spinach. I mean, it doesn't shrink like spinach, but yeah. So basically, yeah, so there's my cabbage, and there's my ingredients that I'm going to cook it down with, and I'll probably add the dry ingredients. The dry ingredients is the usual. It's mixed herbs, it's all-purpose seasoning, it's black pepper, salt to taste, and yeah. So this is what I've got here. This is spring onion, scotch bonnet, some thyme, onion, tomato, garlic. I think I'll only use one of the garlic today though, and some sweet pepper. So that'll be the basis that I'm gonna cook my callaloo in with the cabbage, and I'll show you how I make that. But first, to the dumplings. What's going on, peeps? I'm back, and this is how you make flour dumplings. So I've got a teaspoon of salt here, and it's only 1 mug of flour because it's just for me. A mug like this. Can you see that? A mug like this. Just a normal mug. I just used a mug for, and then now I've filled it up with water. So I filled it up with flour, 1 mug, because it's just for me. I only want a couple of dumplings. I don't want to go crazy. And some water. So I'm going to mix the salt in, give it a good mix in. And because I'm one of those people who likes hacks and tricks and hates getting their hands dirty, even though my hands are clean, I like to add water. Some people like to mix straight away, but I don't. I like to add water and mix with a spoon as I'm going. So all you're going to do is just mix this up until it's in a dough. I'm going to add some more water, and as soon as it gets to the consistency that I like, and then I will start kneading it. See what I mean? It sticks everywhere, doesn't it? So that's getting to around about the consistency that I like. Because you'll find once you start kneading it with your hands, it warms it up, and so you can grab the rest of the flour, so to speak, when you're mixing. So I'm going to start mixing it with my hand right now. So you're just binding it all together, really. At this point, sometimes you might need some more flour because it will get too sticky, but this is okay. Keep mixing it. Let's put that over there for a minute. I'm left-handed. I'm doing this with my right because the camera's on the left-hand side. So that's it. It's as simple as that. I let it stand for 15 minutes while I'm doing my callaloo. So we'll be back to this in a moment. So I'm going to put my callaloo on right now. But that's basically it. I'll be back in a moment, peeps. I forgot to say, I'm using gluten-free flour that I got from Aldi's of all places, would you believe? They do gluten-free self-raising as well as plain, and this is actually self-raising flour. So you don't have to add baking powder to it. I think Jamaicans just use an all-purpose flour and they add baking powder to it, or well, it's not going to rise because they mostly do boiled dumpling. But I like a fried dumpling every now and then, but I just can't take the gluten. So I have gluten-free, as you know from the pasta dish I did. Basically, it's gluten-free, wheat-free, egg-free, everything free, because I don't eat eggs anyway. So, yeah, so I just forgot to mention this is gluten-free, but you can use, and if you haven't got a problem with gluten, then use any self-raising flour to do fried dumpling. If you're doing boiled dumpling though, it's plain flour. So I just thought I'd mention that what I'm using, okay? And again, I shipped it from England. Everything I wanted, I shipped it. Anyway, I'll be back, peeps. Once I go on, peeps, as you can see, I've got my oil hot and ready. It's only 1 teaspoon of olive oil. And I'm going to put my first ingredients in there. So the first ingredients are the onion, tomato, sweet pepper, thyme, spring onion or scallion. I've got my Scotch bonnet here and my garlic. So I'm going to give those a good mix up. And let them cook down for a little bit. So you're just sauteing your onions. It's always the same basis for me, depends on most dishes. Most dishes are the same basis. I season it, marinate the meat with this kind of seasoning and everything, so. So we're going to let that saute. We want the onions translucent before we add our cabbage, because the next thing will be the cabbage. Last but not least, it will be the callaloo next. So I'll be back, peeps. Okay, I'm back, peeps. So the next step, after they're sauteed, is to add my cabbage. So it's just plain shredded cabbage, just a quarter of a cabbage of a large cabbage. And I'm just adding that in right now. Now what I like to do with my cabbage is I don't like it al dente. I like it steamed. So what I'll do is give it a good mix, and then I'm going to add a little tiny bit of water and cover it up so that it will cook a little bit before I add my callaloo, because that's already cooked. So just a little bit of water, just enough to steam the cabbage. A little bit more, just enough to steam the cabbage, and then we're going to cover it up and leave it for a couple of minutes. So I'll be back again, peeps. Okay, so I'm back. So as you can see, the cabbage is actually wilted down now. So my next ingredient is going to be my callaloo. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to add it in, and then I can add my dry seasoning. So that's that. Let's give it a good mix. Now at this point, because we've not added any salt or anything, because obviously cabbage is quite bland, but the callaloo makes a difference with the seasoning that I put in here. So my next move is to put the final seasoning in there. I'll be back. Okay, so the final step is just to add my seasoning. So I'm adding in salt. I'm not a salt person, I don't like too much salt, but that's salt. I'm going to add some mixed herbs. I'm heavy-handed with seasoning, unfortunately. Some all-purpose seasoning. And black pepper. I don't think I need any hot pepper because I've got the Scotch bonnet in there and they're quite hot. So let's give that a good mix. And that's basically done. I'm just there you go. So it's equal parts cabbage and equal parts callaloo there. And that's basically it. So when I come back, you'll see me doing my dumplings. I'll be back, peeps. Okay, peeps, it's dumpling time to go with my cabbage and callaloo. So as you can see, I've got a pan on there at the moment. You have to make sure it's really hot. And what I like to do is get it really hot and then turn it down low. This is what my mixture has been looking like. So let's wait for this oil to get a little bit hotter. And the way to test for that is put your hand in some water and flick the pan. If it doesn't sizzle, it's not ready. So I'll wait for that to sizzle. And you can pretty much tell sometimes when it's ready to sizzle. And what I like to do is heat the oil up first and then turn it down real low, because I don't want my dumplings to be floury. I want them to be cooked through. So that's what I'm waiting for. There you go. Can you hear that? It's nice and hot now. Yep, that's ready. So let's turn it down real low. I've just turned it down to the lowest I can get it. And I'm going to start mixing my dumplings. So now, this is the amount of dumpling I'm going to mix. Just do it in a ball. And I like to have mine small and flat. That way I guarantee that they will cook. So this is how I like to do my dumpling. But you can do them round. They do them round in most restaurants. They look like golf balls and they fry them like that. But I like it like this. So that's it. And because it's got self-raising flour in there, as it's cooking it will rise. But if you put it on low, you want it cooking thorough. It will cook thoroughly. So I'm just making up my dumplings. It's dumpling number 2. Out of this mixture, I could probably have got 5 out there, but I've done them quite big. So there's my dumpling. I'm mixing it. I like them flat and sunken in the middle. I've got one big one left. I'm doing 4 dumplings today. But to be honest, 2 dumplings would be enough, but oh, this is too much. I'll do this. It's 5 dumplings today. That's too much to put in as 4 dumplings. So there's one. I could have had, you know what, in hindsight, I could have had a little tiny bit more flour, but it's not needed. So this is what my dumplings look like. And what you should do is, I've used olive oil, but you do enough oil to cover the pan surface. So there's a little bit of oil, but you want them to cook. And then what I do is once the oil is hot, I turn it down low and have patience with them, because they will eventually rise. They shouldn't stick to the bottom of the pan either. They should eventually rise. So when I come back, you'll see them flipped over. Okay, and eventually they'll get the end product, because I'm starving. What up, on peeps? I finally finished my food. It's currently raining, so it's a bit dull. I'm trying to rely on sunlight. I wonder if I should turn on the light. Let's just turn on the light. Excuse the noise, it's currently raining out in Jamaica here. I'm in the grill and it's chucking it down, and it will do for a while. And it's a shame, because I was going to watch the sunset, because it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. But here is my finished dinner. There is the dumplings, which I fried. It's only just a matter of frying them, but I like to fry them low and take my time with it. And there is my callaloo and cabbage that I made earlier. So let's have a taste. A little bit of dumpling. Now just use your fingers, you know what I mean? Just use your fingers, because dumpling is something you've got to savour with your food. Yourbomb.com. It's a shame it's raining. I wanted to catch a sunset. Listen to that, peeps. Do you want to see it? I'll show it to you. This is through the window. It is literally chucking it down. Can you see that? This is outside my window. And it's loud as hell, and it's thundering as well, so this is going to go on for a while. When I hear thunder, I know it's going to go on for a while. So this is what the rain looks like outside my window while I'm cooking and eating. So peeps, my food is fandabidozy. It's thebomb.com. I'm going to stuff my face and go for seconds probably because I'm starving. And I will check you later, peeps.
Everybody I go like we, still we irie. Cause me no love likes, me no dancehall style. And everybody I go like